Hello everyone. In my series of videos on how to crack your personal interviews, today I am going to talk about how do you answer the question of tell me about your weaknesses. When an interviewer asks you this question, he or she is trying to understand three things primarily. Number one, awareness. Are you aware of your areas of development? Number two, action. Are you doing anything to improve on those areas of development? And number three, gap to the role requirement. Do you have some glaring gaps which will come in the way of you being able to effectively deliver on the requirements of this role? Now, how do you answer this question? First, rephrase. If you think about the word weakness, that's quite a negative word. So you do want to rephrase it as development area. We are all learning in our day-to-day jobs. So if the interviewer asks you about your weakness, you phrase it as ongoing development need. Then talk about those areas of development, and you should have thought about them before the interview itself. I suggest not to try and come up with a list of items on the fly during the interview. And on each of those points, talk about your actions. Talk about how you are addressing those areas of development. So let's look at an example. If someone asks me my areas of weaknesses, here would be my answer. Thank you for the question. So there are a couple of things which I am currently prioritizing as part of my ongoing professional development. And I would call them more as development areas rather than weaknesses because it's part of my ongoing learning curve. First is to develop my leadership skills, specifically how to motivate your team and how to get the best out of your team members. Around that, I have been quite lucky to have certain mentors who I really admire as leaders, and I continuously keep in touch with them so that I can learn from them and continue to evolve as a leader myself. Second is being able to continuously prioritize. I believe as you grow in the role, it's very important to keep track of the most important things. In order to develop on this, there is one change I have made in my daily routine. In the past, I would do my prioritizations on a weekly basis where I would sit down for half an hour, think about the priorities of the week, and then reconsider them at the end of the week or the beginning of next week. Now, what I've started to do is doing a quick daily prioritization as well. So, beginning of the day, before the office kicks in, I would sit down for 10 minutes, pencil in my thoughts, factor in any new information which might have come in, and adjust the priorities as needed. This is really helping me to be more agile in the way I plan my work and my team's work. So, as you can see, there are three things I did while answering this question. First was I rephrased it. Instead of calling it a weakness, I called it as development area. Second, I was very clear on two things which I continue to work on as part of my ongoing development. First was around leadership, second was around prioritization. And third, there were a clear set of actions against each of those development areas which I described, which will help me improve on those areas. I hope this was helpful for you, and looking at this video, you will be better equipped to answer this question on your areas of weaknesses or your development areas. Watch out for my next video in the series, and until then, happy job hunting!